Well, good morning, everybody. It's Jeff Slicky here on the Daybreak Show. I've got a great guest in studio today to talk about a wonderful organization that has got long-standing roots in the Shelton community. Dan Fajardo from Shelton Elks is here. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you doing this morning?
I am well. It's nice to meet you and talk with you about the Shelton Elks. And as we kind of talked a little bit about the Elks before we started, I was impressed to find out, started back in 1868, and we can thank the Elks for the GI Bill, for Flag Day, for the VA hospitals.
Absolutely. The Elks got started in actually February 16, 1868 in New York City. Our actual name is the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks of the United States of America. So it's our purpose is to practice our four virtues, which are charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity. And with this, we promote welfare and enhance happiness of the members and help the communities. That's our main job. And some of the things we did at the beginning, in the 1800s, it was mainly, as a matter of fact, before it became the BPOE, it was called the Jolly Corks. And there were actors in New York City living in a boarding house, and they wanted to have drinks on the weekends when not performing. So there was a bar near their boarding house, and they would go there, So and they would try to use like roll dice to see who paid for the drinks. And one of the guys said, "I don't do the dice. That's a bad sin. I'm not a gambler." So they came up with this game with a cork, and then each one would take a cork and put it in their hand and bounce it off the bar. And whoever grabbed it first, whoever grabbed it last, pay for the round.
Oh, that's funny.
So they came out with a Jolly Cork. So they became together, and then pretty soon they say, we should maybe incorporate and have a purpose on what we do here.
Yeah.
So that's when they were all from England, and in England the fraternal organization were very popular, and so that's when they came up with the ideas. And at the beginning it was either a buffalo or an elk, because the buffalo was what the organization in England they were looking at, and they came up and they decided the elk, because the elk was more of the the true American and the strength. So that's how it came out. So through the 1800s, there were mainly a fraternal organization doing some help here and there, but then the first war came on. So the first thing they did actually was they were a very patriotic organization. In 1907, the Elks started with the first Flag Day of the United States of America. And they designated June 14th as Flag Day. And they practiced this through the years. And no one in the U.S. was doing Flag Day. Many of the big politicians were members of the Elks. And one of our members was Harry Truman.
Oh, wow.
So when Harry Truman was president, through being used to Flag Day by the Elks, he said, that's really could be a national holiday. So in August 3rd, 1949, he signed an act of Congress declaring June 14th as Flag Day. And that was
from the Elks.
That's the beginning from the Elks. And the same thing is with the like the VA, for instance. During the first war, there was no such thing as VA hospitals, so on and so on. So the Elks in 1917, the Grand Lodge allocated $2 million to assist U.S. soldiers in coming from France. The order organized, and we equipped 2 base hospitals in France, and we built a 700-bed reconstruction hospital to help the maimed and wounded for $2 million in the city of Boston. And in 1918, we donated to the War Department. And this hospital was maintained by the Elks until the 1930s, at which time the VA was formed.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm. Same things with the GI Bill. After the war, we had many of the soldiers coming back, and they needed to rehabilitation, vocational education, and so on. And in 1918, 1919, there was no such thing. I mean, you help each other. Your church help you out. I mean, there was no such thing as welfare, government help. So the Elks made 40,000 loans to veterans to help them go to school and so on, and they kept that through the years, and that's how the GI Bill got started.
Isn't that something? If we fast forward now to 72, and that is when the Shelton Elks Lodge opens up.
Correct.
And since then, you were telling me about $1 million.
But they had done. I came to the Shelton Lodge. I was sent here by Grand Lodge. By the way, I don't live in Shelton. I'm a Washingtonian. I'm from Ocean Shores.
Okay.
And I belong to the Ocean Shores Elks Lodge. I'm a past district deputy Grand Exalted Ruler, and presently I'm a Grand Exalted Ruler Special Representative. And I was sent here in March to help the lodge. We have had some bad times in the last 4 or 5 years, and decreasing of membership, and searching through the lodge, the history. Even though I knew quite a bit about the Shelton Lodge, I was amazed how the grandeur of this lodge. I mean, the Shelton have to be proud that their Elks Lodge was one of the jewels of the state of Washington.
Wow.
At one time, you had over 800 members in this lodge, 1,000 members. It was fantastic. The lodge started in, actually, they bought the land in 1971 on Craig Road, 5 acres for $10,000. And in 1973 or 72, the members decided to, how are we going to do here? We're going to have a 2-story building, so they built actually a daylight basement. And that was the first stage of the building. And then after that, in I think it was 1982 or 83, there was a big storm in town here, and trees fell down and busted the roof and so on. So at the time they decided, well, instead of putting a new roof, let's build a second story.
Sure.
And they did, and it was a beautiful lodge. It was a beautiful lodge. However, the unfortunate city of Shelton, when and I'm originally from Oregon City, so I was affected by the spotted owl.
Yeah.
And Shelton was also, a big lumber community, so was affected. So it's starting to decline, and pretty soon, membership goes down. So I started doing research on the lodge and looking at pictures, looking at what I've done. And this lodge here, I'm proud to say, that has contributed over $1 million
Jeez.
to the community in charitable and also assisting children and to the programs.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Just this little lodge here, the community, how much they've done since 1972.
So we've seen some peak membership, high numbers nearing 1,000, and it's dipped down a little bit now, and that's kind of why you're here, to just remind folks about the great camaraderie and brotherhood, sisterhood, familyhood, whatever you want to call it, that comes with the Elks. And there's still, continued plans to push the program.
Absolutely. When I came here, I was sent here to help the lodge get better.
Yeah.
Get into a good financial position. What can we do? So, of course, the first thing we see, we have a 10,000 square foot building, and the membership is down to 203 as of a year ago. And you cannot support. 200 members cannot support, a lodge that size, the expenses. And also, too, it's not only the number of members, it's the participation of the membership, because we're all strictly volunteers.
Wow.
We don't have paid employees, mainly because all our revenues, most of the money that we make goes back to the community, to helping the children, veterans, and the seniors. That's our main purpose. So what happened was they were not having enough functions or participation on their functions for the members that come in to help pay for the expenses. So the last 3-4 years, the lodge has run in a negative position.
Oh, wow.
And you can't,
Well, you can't help the community.
Absolutely.
If you can't help yourself.
That's the problem we have, So we want to help the community. We're part of the community. And we are a federal nonprofit organization. And as such, even though if you don't have the money, you cannot contribute. But our obligation as the Elks, believe it or not, even the lodge in the situation we are today, we still have to make a charitable report monthly to Grand Lodge, how much we contribute this month to charity, and that's mandatory. and we can only do with what we have.
Sure.
And what we're doing right now is we're selling the lodge, the whole property. I thought we had it sold a couple of months ago. However, there's going to be a change in zoning, and the prospective buyer wanted to put a contingency for many, many months to hold off the building, and we couldn't do that, unless they just bought it and paid us up front.
Mm-hmm.
So it's back on the market again. So you're interested, great building, great piece of property.
Yeah.
You can really develop it nice. Anyhow, so our goal is to either build a new one or buy a property. I would like to be downtown Shelton, which is the heart of Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
Something that can accommodate 200 members, probably a building between 3,000 and 5,000 square feet. And that's our goal, to bring the lodge back, increase the membership. Right now, we're down to 151 paid members for the year. Membership is inexpensive. It's like $102 a year.
Wow.
Just to be a member of the lodge. And remember, it's a community project. The lodge is part of the community. We're here to help the community. We're not here to help the member. We're here to help the community. I tell always when I go to a lodge and help them out, I tell them, go to your mayor, go to the city council, tell them you have a problem, come to me. Let us help you out. That's what we're here for. We're part of the community. We're part of what happens every day. And this lodge actually was very involved in many communities, like the Easter egg hunt and the Christmas program for the children and so on. But unfortunately, that costs a lot of money to operate, and, the finances are not there. Then you have to kind of scale back. So what I'm here for with Jeff is to ask the community, we're not going away. We want to stay, but we need your help.
Good, yeah.
We need you guys to come and see us. Go to our website. What is it? 2467elkslodge.com, and look us up. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail. We'll send you an application. We would right now operational. We're only doing like maybe 2 days a week, Wednesday and Thursday. Hoping to do more. Maybe I mean Wednesday and Friday. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wednesday and Friday, and possibly we're going to have like dancing on Friday nights or function Friday nights, but that has to come according to participation and membership. So give us a call. Come by. Say hi. We'd love to show you what we have and what our plans are for the future.
Elks Lodge, again, is on Craig Road, and you can see it there at 741 Southeast Craig Road. The phone number is 426-2322, and the website, we'll put the link to it on the when we post this interview as well at sheltonelks2467.com, and you can see the email in there as well, and learn about not only just the Shelton Lodge, but all of what Elks offers for the whole country. It's a great organization that gives back a lot for sure. Good to know. Sticking around for hopefully many more years from 1972 into the foreseeable future, the Shelton Elks Lodge.
Yeah, and let me give you one last plug on
Please.
This is actually our biggest project that we have for the state, for the Washington State Elks. Is our Tall Elks program. We call it Tall Elks because all the children stand tall.
Yeah.
It's called the Children Therapy Program of Washington. And it's 100% funded by the Elks. It's about a $3 million a year project. It's no charge whatsoever to the family. We have 16 therapists in the state of Washington that come to your house. And they take care of your children from birth until age 21. We have some stories that if you read about them, you'll be crying from the first line down.
Wow.
Because we taken kids that actually there's 2 kids that we have their history that the doctors told the parents that the kid that girl would not be past 6 months old, and she's now 13 years old, and it's been taken care of. We've been taking care of her since the day she was born.
Wow. Those are powerful stories. Yep. Dan, it was nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, Jeff. Thank you for the opportunity to address your community.
For sure.
And looking forward to maybe see you at the lodge, and come by, take a look at it. We want you. Just like the recruiter, pointing the finger. We want you. Come and see us. You won't regret it. We're a family organization. Children are welcome. You bring your family. Hopefully you can be part of the next generation for the Shelton Elks Lodge.
Very cool. Dan Fajardo, thank you so much.